So I've got to address something that keeps coming up in my comments, and it's all the TradCon, traditionally conservative men, that tell me, go to the church and find a good woman to marry. I understand that concept and I agree with that concept, but I'm going to tell you guys, from my life's experience, these girls in the church, at least in my area, these girls in the church are the fakest, lousiest, scamminest, most promiscuous, deceitful monsters around. I'm not saying that to be super literal, but I've seen some rotten stories come from men that I've known, either friends or friendly acquaintances. I've seen some rotten stories come from the men, especially the young men that have married these girls in the church. Again, at least here in Seattle, Western Washington area. For starters, most of the churches in Western Washington are super woke. They're all flying the wokey pokey flags. Take your pick, whatever the topic is. Any far left talking point, they hang all the flags. They preach it. I'm not going to a church like that. Not happening, bro. Not happening. Those are fake churches. Those aren't real. They don't really follow the Bible, for starters. So, already out there. And like a lot of guys have said, I'm telling you guys right now, I can think of 3 or 4 guys that were relatively close friends of mine or friendly acquaintances of mine that walked the walk. These guys were virgins, waited till marriage, didn't break any rules, really. I mean, I'm sure they broke some rules, but as far as I know and as far as they portrayed, they really walked the straight and narrow path of playing it by the rules. 3 of them, for sure, that I can remember, did marry that 20-something-year-old girl from the church that was walking the straight and narrow path, waiting till marriage, blah, 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 blah. All 3 of them that I can think of now that I knew are divorced. And all 3 of them are divorced, 2 because the wives cheated, and one of them, the guy that I knew from little east of my neighborhood, but he would come to the same gym that I would go to because he was working in the area that I would go to the gym, so he'd go there after work. This guy, his amazing, great, traditional wife that I was actually fooled by. I met her at the gym as well, and I thought she really was the real deal. Somebody sent him a video of her engaging in some physical activities with a lot of men at college. So that broke him. They're divorced now. He was pretty well... I haven't talked to him in a while, but last time we talked, he was not doing too good. And yeah, like I said, that girl had me fooled. So the thing is, what a lot of men fail to realize today is most of the girls in these churches, in my experience, are fake. They're sneaking out at night, doing all this, that, and the other. They're social media addicts. They're looking at over-sexualized content constantly. And then they play this role of a good conservative woman. A lot of women are grifters in that regard. Even in the conservative space, you see a lot of the women that try to be the thought leaders and the discussion leaders in like the conservative space today. And a lot of them are fake. They're grifters. They're all tattooed. They're all drinking. They're all promiscuous. They're all listening to garbage music and culture. They're not conservative women. They are grifters. And here's one of the big problems. I've said this before. I think other people have said this as well. Men are the romantic ones. Let's be very clear on that. Everyone talks about girls falling in love with the Disney movie. Bullshit. Men are the romantic ones. Men are the ones that fall in love with the fantasy of what this person could be, or the fantasy of this person they've built up in their head. Men are the ones that do that. Women don't usually do that. Very rarely. Usually women go off of what they're seeing, And it's funny because everyone says men are visual creatures and women. But when I say what women see, what I'm saying is they go off of the image or what they've been sold, or what you can sell them, or what other people think of the men. Like they're like everyone says, status or social proof. Basically what I'm getting at. Men are the romantic ones. Men are the ones that will usually stick by her side no matter what. Or if she fits the description of what he's looking for, he'll try to make it work no matter what her situation is right now. Women usually don't do that, especially in the modern world. Today, women are pickier than ever, rightfully so, because they can be. So you got to really have your ducks in a row. So when you guys sit here and think that these girls out here, these church girls and stuff, especially, specifically for this video, are just looking for some sweet boy to marry, no, they are not. Most of them are I'm not going to say evil, but a lot of them are monsters that have no guilt in their bad activities. In fact, there was a girl I grew up with that was in one of the strictest religious households to this day I've ever seen. She was a girl in our neighborhood. I don't remember what she was specifically, but she had to wear a dress. She couldn't wear pants. She only wore like these jean long dresses. They couldn't go to I don't think they went to the doctors or ever took medicine. I don't remember what it was specifically, but the most strict religious family in the neighborhood. And her dad had a beat up kind of boat that was in the backyard. A nice boat, but it was like an old boat he wanted to fix up at some point. And that girl was doing a lot of stuff with the neighborhood boys in that boat. You know, she'd sneak him in there after school. I heard stories and I'd see him coming out of there and it's like, damn. And her dad had no idea. And now to this day, she is married to the boy, like the good church boy, you know. And they're seemingly happy, so I'm going to leave well enough alone. They have beautiful kids. They both seem really happy. They've been together for a long time, so whatever. But it still bothers me that I know that girl's not who she says she is to that man. He married a lying, deceiving serpent monster, and he has no idea what her past was like. And some of you guys say, oh, well, you just got to get over it. Doesn't mean bullshit, dude. No, you don't just get over it. Lying and deceiving like that is not good, you know? So to all the trad cons that bring that up constantly, go to the church and find a girl. What girl? Those girls, like I said in some of my comments, those girls in the churches, at least in my area, they behave worse than some of these women out here walking the street. I've seen it, bro. I'm not just saying that to be mean. I've seen it more times than once. Look at the guy, like I said, that married the girl from the gym. And I met her. She had me fooled. She seemed like a sweet, innocent girl. And he got videos of her, or a video that I know of her doing wild stuff with a lot of guys in college. You think that happened once? You think that happened once? You think she just happened to be a real professional one time? The fact of the matter is, and why a lot of men today are becoming really mean and rude and heartless with women, the cat's out of the bag that a lot of women do behave terribly like this, and they have zero guilt for it. They don't give a shit how you feel, because a lot of them, like I said, they are not the romantic ones. A lot of them are very ice cold, very opportunistic, and they will sell you this image to leverage position, to leverage what they want out of you. And in the world we live in today, with our lack of God, our lack of family structure, our lack of people holding each other accountable with integrity and decision-making and blah, 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 with the lack of that more and more, and the fabric of society unraveling more and more, women don't think twice. There's no guilt. They don't give a shit how you feel about it. And like I always say, I consider myself a conservative guy for sure. I consider myself a Christian for sure, but I'm not a good one. I'm a realist. I would call myself a new con, like a new conservative. I am breaking rules. You know, I'm trying to be better. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm the good church boy. I'm not. I've done a lot of stuff, you know, a lot of bad stuff, a lot of fun bad stuff. And I do believe in, you know, conservative values and everything, but I'm a new con. I'm not a trad con. And I don't believe that the trad con life will work today most likely. Like I said, I love the concept of that, meeting that great girl from the Amish village that's, got her ducks in a row and her head's in the right place. But do I think it's logical to hold out for that? No. You most likely will never find that in the modern world. It's possible, but it's not at all probable. So you hold out for that if you'd like. Chances are, when you do find it, she'll be like the woman that my friend the acquaintance is now getting divorced from. She'll be out having her fun and getting that out of her system, waiting to meet a guy like you that's handsome enough, got his shit together enough, and seems like a good retirement plan or a good guy to have kids with or whatever. And then she's going to sell you that image and most likely take you to the cleaners. So that's that. Had to address that in a video because I keep seeing it in my comments section. God bless you, tradcons, but I think you're living in a Disney fantasy far more than the women you're looking for. So we'll talk again, guys. God bless.